Hello, I want to take you along for a few minutes on my journey with the word beauty. It is the story of the birth of Project Beauty. And to start with, I want to ask you to consider for a moment your own answer to this question. What is the most beautiful thing you have ever experienced in your life? In recent years, I have asked this same question to inhabitants of 7 countries. And what you see here is a summary of the most frequently mentioned words in the UK, Germany, and the Netherlands. And probably some of you recognize these answers. Here is another question we've asked. What is the most beautiful thing you still hope to experience in your life? And here too, my question for you, what would be your own answer to that? Please take a moment and see if something pops up. 20 seconds is of course way too short, but I hope something came to your mind. And who knows, you might recognize something of your own dreams again. In the answers we've received, you see that beauty seldom is found in material stuff, but often in experiences very close to home, such as getting married, having children, or just stay healthy. You have seen and perhaps felt that we are quick to connect beauty with something positive. But if we look deeper, it appears that beauty also has uncomfortable edges. Indeed, 56% of all people answered yes, indeed, or sometimes to this question. And because I'm already busy asking, of course, I also want to know what it is that is so dangerous about beauty. Well, not things, not animals, but us human beings are dangerous. And do you perhaps notice something else in these word clouds? Men may be strong, but when it comes to beauty, women are much more dangerous than men. These were 3 questions. 3 of the 40 that constitute the core of an in-depth research project into the perception of beauty, Project Beauty. Based on Project Beauty, we create booklets that show how the complex word beauty is experienced in different countries. Although the project started with a very small idea, now it looks like this. On 3 continents and in 7 countries, the US, the UK, Ireland, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands and Peru, with over 500 million inhabitants, over 10,000 people completed our questionnaire. And when I say this now, it still feels unreal. Because this is where it all started. This photo was taken on the beach of Agia Galini, a very small village on the south coast of Crete. I was there on a vacation in 2007 with a book by an Irish writer, John O'Donoghue. And while I was reading this book, 3 parts of my life came together. The first is my original profession. My business card says Communication Research Consultant, which means that throughout my professional life, I have been helping companies and governments to set up research into their communication policies. Part of me is quite reasonable, like numbers and structures, hence this nice graph. The second, perhaps a bit surprising part, is that I have had my own bikini brand for a while. Virus Beach Cocktails. That was a great adventure, which I put to an end at some point. I think some of my friends still feel this was a very expensive midlife crisis. This image was taken when we were on the Seychelles with Miss Hamburg, shooting a new collection. And this is a picture that stands for the third piece of my life. It is the title of a beautiful film about the ideas of the Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, the founder of mindfulness. Because yes, that is also part of me. I occasionally sit down and see where my mind wanders. Contemplating the meaning of beauty is an old activity. Some philosophers often combine it with thoughts about 2 other big words, truth and justice. They may sometimes come together, but not always. Beauty often has nothing to do with truth, let alone with justice. For me, beauty became more or less a kind of power, maybe a bit similar to the wind force. Sometimes the weather is quiet and the wind is gone, but at other moments it can storm wildly and you even might find yourself in a hurricane. In the event of a severe storm, the KNMI, the Dutch weather agency, issues a code orange. Wouldn't it be useful if we had something similar if we come across something very beautiful? A kind of beauty warning? Because beauty, as we saw, also can be dangerous. This is a picture of the psychologist Abraham Maslow. He suggested that we as human beings have different kinds of motives and created a model, the Maslow pyramid. The funny thing is, if you look through your eyelashes, you can combine the layers of Maslow pyramid with what we find beautiful. Go stand in front of a Bruna or another kiosk where they sell magazines, and there you see, if you distance yourself, a bit of Maslow. From Playboy, this physical layer, via a luxury car image, Carrosse, to happiness, all about self-realization, and everything in between. Here you see two covers of magazines that show opposites, Playboy and a magazine called Happiness. In both magazines they use the word beauty very often, only I don't think they agree entirely on the other one's definition. At Happiness, they solve this misunderstanding very modestly by talking about real beauty. I want to go back to another question we asked at Project Beauty. Does beauty lead to happiness? Some people explicitly say no here, but for many that is sometimes true, or even always the case. But what has struck me always the most is the following. These are not answers to regular questions about beauty, but a few of the thousands of spontaneous responses we received at the end of the questionnaire. And what this has made especially clear to me is that beauty itself may not always make you happy, but at least thinking, or maybe you call it reflecting on what beauty means to us, can certainly do that. The Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The way out is in." And we can easily help each other with this journey, simply by, just like we do with Project Beauty, asking the person we meet a beautiful question. Just ask this to your partner or friend during a coffee break or with a beer. What is the most beautiful thing that you experienced last week? What follows will almost certainly be a beautiful conversation.